Ho, ho, ho. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Hello, players.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. It is another day in Reichland. I'm organising player portraits of those who are slightly late, but forgivably late. Very forgivably late. Right, there we go. That looks not quite good enough for my OCD. There we go. This is the life of a GM. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, we begin our session today some mid-hours of the morning. Daylight has broken. You are all rested, some needing so more than others. I would say there is a degree of hunger that's settled in. Some of the group have been able to get some portions of food and protein from the locals' hunters' lodge when Yoris is around, but in his absence you are left to fend for yourselves. So your stomachs are beginning to rumble. Food is required. And the day is yours, with hopefully not too many bruises on Ulbrich. Let's start with, after his recent encounter and a night's rest, how does Ulbrich look?
Rough. Very rough. It's full, and it's in fact covered in bandages. As well as also, and he smells of urine very distinctly.
Wonderful. All right, gentlemen. The rest of the group have left on a endeavour, which they shall explain when they come back, but have matters of the utmost import to investigate, leaving the four of you to poke around.
Things first, do you want me to take a look at you? In a medical way, I mean.
Yes, you are very welcome to. Although I think Master Otto did everything he could.
Yeah, but okay, I'm just gonna take a look, I guess. Is it an average check?
Yeah, roll me an average roll. And
for heal rate?
Yeah, let's see what you can deduce. Could anything be improved? Yes, the smell gives a kind of fairly kind of asparagus-y type of some onion vibes. You're well familiar with the use of urine to treat such injuries, but you do feel that perhaps if you could get some specific ingredients, that the healing of this matter could be improved, which would, I would say, probably just set you back a couple of pennies from the market, or perhaps a little bit of scavenging around the pig pens.
The apothecary we had is not here, right? It was the elf, right?
Yes, the elf is out or doing elfy things.
Okay, up to no good. It seems then. Can I give someone else my healing draught?
So certainly.
Okay, I would do that then. And you should drink this. It will surely help you.
Albert will smell it before gobbling down. Does it smell particularly funny?
I'll ask you, Friedrich, how does your healing draft smell?
Well, it surely smells like mint a lot. Yeah. A mint and maybe a bit of ammoniac. Yeah.
Strange. It doesn't smell like a medicine at all. Are you a real doctor?
Well, I would say so. Like, not a real doctor, because I don't have didn't fully finish my training yet. But I assure you, it helps. It helps me a lot normally when I use it.
Yeah, that sounds convincing. All right.
And I'm still alive, so.
Yeah, Albert will say a quick prayer and down the draft with one gulp.
All right, you can roll me. I believe it's an endurance test to see how much it heals. You have to tell me if I'm
healing
wrong.
sword actually recovers the toughness bonus.
Toughness bonus wounds, then. Toughness bonus wounds it is.
Immediately
Consider
success.
yourself healed. And meanwhile, what are the two smaller party members up to?
I am attempting to discuss with the other halfling my love of halfling pies.
Ah, yes, the halfling pies. And I am also discussing my love of halfling beers and pies with said other halfling. Although I do notice he looks a little bit different from the halflings from my homestead. But I'm not going to question it as of yet.
Yep, so as we're discussing food and everything, I'll obviously you'll notice that my accent is not one that you've heard from the Mootland before, and you'll notice my nose is probably quite a bit bigger than you've seen other halflings have.
It must just be a trait of your regional.
Yeah. I'm also from a clan called Scantleburn, which you've also never heard of.
Of course, naturally.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm definitely a halfling.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that from that.
Yeah,
Rather
definitely.
distinct nose, I think.
Yep, well, you know, that's why I'm here from the Mootland. Just gotta know about some taxes that need to be taken care of.
Right.
Oh, you were from Nuln, didn't you last time say you were from Nuln?
That's what I meant. I'm from Nolan. Yep.
Right. Okay. Well.
But I can tell you one thing. The halfling pies taste delicious. And I would suggest we all get one because they taste really delicious and I love them.
Well, I'm more than up for that. Absolutely.
Yep, I think he's buying too since he suggested it, so I'm all for that as well.
Aye, alright. I must say your accent is rather strange though. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I feel like I've heard it before. No matter. Good to have another one of my kind in. People keep calling me a boy, but I'm very clearly a man.
Yep, very clearly. I agree. You know, us short-statured but very friendly folk, we gotta stick together, you know?
Agree. Aye.
You know, in fact, here, why don't you have one of my rations? And I'm just gonna give him a ration.
Fantastic. Immediately eats ration.
What type of ration do you carry about with you?
Oh dear, maybe it shouldn't have been immediate.
It's just one of the local rations from the town provisioner. I forgot what the name of the place is that I bought them from, but I purchased 3 of them.
From the general store.
That would be the one.
Nondescript name.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am rather.
I'll go ahead and eat one of those as well.
Fantastic.
And then I've got one ration left, and so I'm going to hold it up in the air and say, you know, I just got a great idea. I've got this here ration. It's for sale. I'll start the bidding at 2 copper.
I can give you 1 copper.
Well, looks like we got a bunch of greedy folk among us. I guess I'm just gonna keep it.
Well, yeah, but there was a really good stand with halfling pies, so why would I eat your dried up ration?
Well, I guess you do have a point. Well, let's go get you some food then. I'll take a halfling pie too. That's very generous of you.
Aye, me too.
After you fed me this apple thingy last time, it's actually you who should buy me something decent to eat, actually. So.
All right, gentlemen. There's a halfling store that you've passed many a time, just opposite the road. You know, just opposite the other side of the street, your GM meant to say. The prices for a takeaway pie are currently advertised at 1 silver. You can spy from the window.
It wasn't that much last time.
No,
right?
It wasn't. No, it was not.
Hello, young lady.
Hello. Would you like to take some pies?
What happened to the prices? They are pretty steep today, right?
Short on meat and apples.
How come?
Not got any deliveries? No meat from the hunters and no apples from the cart race, so I've got to make me quota for the day, pay me taxes and stuff, so 1 silver it is.
I guess it would be if I would be buying, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna turn around and gonna walk away. They said to us that the hunters are not really going hunting anymore, right? Because something's odd in the woods, wasn't it? Was there something with that? I don't know.
If you're asking the GM, then yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, they were no longer safe to hunt in.
Okay. Anyone knows any other affordable places to eat something?
Oh, we can try and take it. How is it that yours is uncle's tavern? See what's what in there. Maybe he has some stores. And the prices won't be so steep as in this establishment.
These rations sure is good.
How much you wanted for that?
Well, you know, I said I'd start the bidding at 2 copper.
And if I just give you 2 copper now?
Well, I didn't think of it that way. I was thinking maybe we'd have a bit of a contest for it, you and the other feller that still needs some food. You know what? Shucks, you can just have it. You seem like a trustworthy individual, and you'll just owe me one. How about that?
Hey, then we're gonna switch to another food store, it is. I'm not gonna owe you for a ration, food. I mean, I'm paying you for the ration, right? So why would I owe you?
No, I'll give it to you for free. You can just owe me a favor in the future. You know, like good partners do. You know,
And what
like
kind of favor
pathway.
would you be asking, Mr. Halfling?
Well, I don't know yet. You know, you can ask my other halfling feller here that you know, we do things for each other. You know, it's I wouldn't charge him for a ration. I'd just give him one, and then maybe down the line he'd be giving me one. You know, so I just wasn't too sure if you were understanding a halfling culture, so I was just letting you know I'd give it to you for free if you're help me out down the line, you know?
Okay, before I'm not gonna eat anything, I'm gonna take that ration. And I guess I owe you a favor then.
All right.
So now we're working together. I like you, buddy. I like you.
Where to next, gentlemen? In your adventures?
Did anybody have any particular plans today? Otherwise, I would like to go see Mr. Taxman and kind of update him on what has been going on and make sure that he knows that it's the elf's fault.
I mean, I would like to talk to Otto about the mutant situation in town, but we can do that later.
Yeah, Alberish is a little bit kinda fuzzy, so he'll go wherever.
I'll also just tag along for the ride.
Alright. To the tax office then, I assume.
Yeah, sounds good.
I've realised I really need some specific music for this man. What I'll do instead is I'll play something Tillian.
Ah, there you go.
Close enough. You enter. The porter doesn't pay you too much notice. Just kind of looks down at the paperwork and points up. The group of you head upstairs. We are greeted by your good friend, Mr. Who.
Hello, welcome back. You're looking slightly less skinny. Eating food?
Yep, I ate some good food. Well, good is a bit of an overstatement, but I ate some food, that's for sure.
Good. Trying to get some pies is like trying to get money from an elf.
Yep, that's very true. And speaking of, I only got a bit of your money here from that individual who's the doctor. So here you go. He was a little bit short.
Oh, doctor give you money. Good. Normally he give me buttons and spoons.
Yep, he tried to give me a silver spoon, but you know what, buddy? I told him, I said, you know what, here, pal? That silver spoon ain't gonna do no good, because then I gotta pay to get it melted down, I gotta pay to get it cast into a shilling, I gotta pay for this and that. So I said, maybe it's worth 1 shilling, but it ain't to me. So I said, I'm gonna come back for it later.
Good. Doing well, making lots of money. That remind me, had the custom jerkin made. Looking pretty good. Hold still.
He kind of reaches over to try and go into his drawer, like nearly falls over in doing so. It's difficult for this man to bend. He can't go forwards, so he has to kind of go sideways. And pulls up a jerkin.
This is a new uniform. Part of tax collector profession. Keep you alive. It's basically stab-proof.
Stab-proof, you say? Well, I can't say that I would disagree with wearing that. That sounds pretty nice, my friend.
Good.
It has a certain air of regality to it. There's a few kind of purple threads, and it looks like a Nippon-inspired tax collector's attire. A little bit of a foreign air to it, but it makes you clearly part of the office.
Well, now I do have to say, Mr. Boss Man, that well, you know, everybody but the elf has been helping me quite a bit, and you know, I was wondering if you know, they could work with me, and they'd probably need some sort of uniform too.
That is could be arranged for a small price. I'll give you 3 for 2.
3 for 2 silver, you're saying?
How about the rental?
Okay, now that we can do. We can arrange for the rental, and I'll collect some taxes. You know, with the rental, we'll be able to collect you a lot more tax.
Good
you know,
idea.
so
I take it out of your money. Take it out of wages. Good idea.
yeah, that's a great idea. Okay.
Good idea. Now, how to make an elf work harder? Used to use this with the Tahme.
From one drawer, he grabs a shoe and just throws it across the room, and it hits basically a picture that he's drawn crudely of your elven friend, and just hits him like square in the face.
If he's not pulling his weight, make sure to throw something at him. Make sure he knows that he's not working hard enough.
Oh, trust me, at the first sign of trouble, he was just running away like them elves do, you know, so I'm gonna have me a talking to him, that's for damn sure. You can bet on that, count on that.
Good. And if I can give you a piece of advice to help manage your failure, make sure that he knows how much he disappoints you frequently, and make sure to give him tasks to remind him what a failure he is.
You know what? I couldn't have thought of a better plan for management. So I'm gonna take that great piece of advice, and I'm gonna make sure I do that every chance I get.
Mr. Who, would you mind signing an official paper that the elf is a failure? That might give him a piece of, well, basically an idea how he's misbehaving.
Good idea. Write it on contract. Elf be letting everybody down. Where is contract?
So he pulls out your contract and like writes the names of all of you underneath, asks for your names individually, writes them all down.
Anybody know the elf's full name?
I'd say Geth is, I think, is probably as much as anyone would know.
Yeah,
So-
no, that he told me, but I don't know. That sounded too long to remember.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it's Geth, tall legs and tall ears.
Okay.
That sounds elven, don't it?
Can't you just name him Geff the Failure? In the
Elf for failure. Why are you looking like a doctor? Why are you collecting taxes? Should be out in Altov making lots of the money.
Yeah, but I was visiting someone my trainer knows, and I was visiting the local doctor. I'm planning on going somewhere and get a lot of money, but right now it's a bit of a side business, I would say, collecting money.
Do business. This friend very clever, not stupid like Elf. Good friend. Well done.
He looks down at you at approval, Steadianus, at your company.
Well, now what can I say? I only keep the best around me, and unfortunately one elf. But he will make himself useful, or I will tell him, you are a failure, Mr. Elf. Okay, so I'm gonna follow your advice.
Tell you what, you give me good idea.
Goes up, like waddles over to the window, shouts outside.
Anybody who throw a shoe at an elf, get 3 copper tax reduction today. Make sure to call him a failure.
A few of the peasants are like, "Yay!"
New tax reduction. Good for business. Make him work harder so he get more money.
You know what? It is a pleasure to be working under someone as brilliant and talented as you.
You're very welcome. Now go get me some money. Get all the taxes.
Speaking of money, I forget exactly how much it was that I owed him from the dock. I think it was 5 or 6 silver that I collected from him.
Yeah. I think it was 5, and he didn't pay the rest, but he was due to pay 6. or it might have been 6 to 7. He gives you one silver back.
This is for you. Does not normally pay any money. Why did you decide to tax him?
Well, I taxed him what was written in the book here. And I told him I'd be back for the rest soon enough, and he best be having it next time.
Let me see book.
Hand over the book.
He looks through and he like looks at the latest page, the one that was like stamped on your door in the morning.
Where you get this? Not from me.
I was pretty sure that you sent it to me to come work for you. I had assumed that you had heard about Steadianus Deepi, the Scantleburn clan, and how good of a tax collector he was, and here I am.
Don't even know where you live. How am I supposed to find you? Can't even walk downstairs, too fat. Too fat.
Well, how am I supposed to know that? I ain't never met you before. I just thought you'd heard of my reputation and sent some of your people to figure it out.
Well done on the initiative in finding new people to tax. Strigani do not pay tax normally, so good for you.
Well, I am the best under yours, truly, of course. I mean...
Good initiative. Making up new taxes to do for people. Keep going. Good luck. Good luck.
Well, thank you, and we'll be taking our leave then. I appreciate your time, and I'll be bringing you lots of money.
And if you see any pork pies, give you another silver.
Alrighty, I'll keep my eyes open.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I guess we'll just go and do something else.
So you crossed off on your tax list. On that front page, there was like 5 individuals of this new list you were given. You crossed off the doctor. You've figured out that the necklace inheritance tax ended up down in the sewers, which is, one could say, somewhat of a lost cause for your current risk assessment. A few other names remain.
Really, I was thinking we might go get some more of that food.
No.
You go for it. You got plenty to do. You do what you like.
No, I think I'll stay away from that area. Should we go the other individual that the other party member would like to visit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to go to good old Otto because I didn't catch him last time after I learned about the whole mutant situation in town.
Okay. So over to Otto's.
Over to Otto's.
All right. You take a walk down the street, you take a left, you walk straight ahead 100 yards, you take another left, and there behind the Hunter's Lodge is a rather lonely looking shed. There's no queue, you walk straight inside, and who's going in first of all?
I'm going in. Yeah.
Virtual be going in.
Alright.
If the other halfling goes in, I'll go in.
Yeah,
if not,
I'll join.
Okay, then I'll go in too.
We'll see what...
Hello again, my friends. Oh, and my patient. How's the head and the fingers?
Yes, thank you very much. Very well. And Albert will wiggle his fingers in front of Otto's face.
Excellent. Make sure there's only 10. If you find any more, let me know.
Yes.
Good. So, how goes the hunt? What's going on?
Yes, Otto. I found out something about the mutant situation in town.
Oh, really? Right, quite.
Although you said to me that there are no human mutants, I think there are.
Oh, no, I've never seen one.
Oh, I saw one though, and he was walking suspiciously quick into the sewers.
Why would they do that? That's just silly. No.
Yeah, and that's what I also found out, because who would go into the sewers?
Yes, all the rats go there. Yes.
Yeah, and so I went after him because I wanted to find out what's in there, and there are a lot of mutants actually there. They are like, just living there now. I don't know how to tell you, Otto, but I think there's a full dozen of the mutants in the town.
He kind of squints his eyes a little bit, looks left and right, pulls the curtains too quickly in the window.
I see you found them. How are they? Are they well? How's their health?
As healthy as I can be, living in the sewers, I would say.
Quite. Well, you surely are investigators. You should get a pay rise.
What? Sorry, what?
You should get a pay rise from whoever's paying you. For investigating, you found the mutants. Well done.
Aren't you paying me?
No, not to investigate. No. You're a student, but you are learning, so well done. Have a penny.
From you?
Yes.
Nice.
Gives you a penny.
Now hold on a minute. I thought you said you ain't had no more money when I came to collect taxes. Now you're giving him a penny?
Oh, well, I found it. From my last customer. They put it in my hand, and there it was.
That happens to me. That happens all the time. I don't know what to tell you. That's a totally normal thing to happen.
I got my eye on you, Mr. Doctor. Don't be trying no funny business, all right? You work with this here student. You do him a good job, all right?
He puts his hand on a lamb's head that's on the table and points it towards you.
Yes, and he's got his eyes on you, so watch out. Right.
You actually no. Wait. You come back to the whole thing. You knew about the mutants, then, dude?
No, completely news to me. But I suspect they're living down there to keep the general population free from disease. Yes, to avoid the contagion and the spread.
Well, that's very nice of them.
Yes. Don't want it spreading too much. I have a feeling it's transmitted through sex. Probably. Among other things, but definitely through that.
Okay, good. Then I'm safe for now, but I would just suggest you don't go there, Otto.
No. I definitely wouldn't go there. Not at all.
So none of those mutants came to you before
No.
they went down there?
No. Never seen one in my life.
And no test required. Like he's
really I know that.
Really bad at acting.
Yeah, and I pretty much know that he's lying, right?
No. I would never tell them to go down there where it's safe. No, to keep everyone else safe. No. Not like we have witch hunters here anymore. No.
Oh, are there witch hunters in the town right now, Otto?
No, that's the problem. If there was, then no, they'd all be dead, burned, pillaged. But too many, no. Many of the beggars, lots of them. I've never seen any though. No, not me.
Yeah, that's good. But that's nice that they actually came up with the idea of the sewers from their own. Then, like all of them somehow.
Yes. Birds of a disease stick together, and some of them, if they're covered in pus, stick together very well.
Surely. So, is there anything new on the mutant front at your office?
No, although I have discovered another thorn.
Another thorn? Yeah, okay.
Pulls a thorn out of the top of the lamb's head that's currently looking at Steadianus. Then proceeds to lift up the lamb's head and just opens the mouth to reveal 2 tongues. And then, as he continues talking to you, he's now moving the mouth up and down with 2 tongues, like flapping about.
Look, I found this. It can talk like this. Woo! It's got 2 tongues. But it's also got a thorn in its head. Maybe you could show it to the elf, or tell the elf that thorny business.
Yeah, but the elf is a failure, we learned today, so...
Oh yes, if you see him,
And gives you a shoe, Steadianus.
if you could do that, we'll call it even for the tax if you can shoe him for me.
Well, now you're speaking my language. I'll go ahead and do that for you.
Excellent. Consider my contribution. Oh, and tell him he's a failure.
Done and done, Mr. Doctor Man.
Good. Excellent. Excellent. Nothing gets the blood moving like getting an elf moving.
Although one thing, you don't happen to have any healing draught in your possession right now.
Yes, I've normally got 1 or 3. What flavor would you like?
What you got?
These 3?
Like, what flavor do you have?
I don't know. I haven't tasted them.
Well, do they taste... Oh, I don't know if they taste good then. So how much you want for one?
Well, let's see. What's the going rate?
I need to actually just look up briefly.
Yeah, I can tell you it's
Yeah.
10 silver.
Yes.
Roll 1d10, please.
$7 silver.
7 silver.
Oh, yes, but get you out of a pinch. Could save your life. Could save mine. Maybe I should keep them.
Yeah, but you could also... I mean, couldn't you give one to me for the mutant, for finding out about the mutants in the sewers?
I gave you a penny.
Alright, yeah. And what about 7 silver pennies?
If you can
Worth
find
of healing drought?
find me another mutated animal, and I'll give you a draft.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna... yeah, if I see one, I'm gonna get it to you as soon as possible.
Good. And good luck.
Take care. And if you ever see any human mutants, Otto...
Yes, don't send them to the sewers, unless we should send them there.
Yeah, I guess... don't send... Just tell them they should just, stay in their home and... yeah, just stay in their home.
Sounds good. Right.
One moment, please, Master Doctor.
Yes.
And Albert will move forward and... this thorn... well... without...
You're gonna have to say that again. I'm afraid I'm getting a little bit of a
Me too.
a roboticness.
Basically, Albert asks Doctor to give him tweezers so he could examine the thorn the
tweezers,
Doctor
yes.
removed from the... yeah,
Yes.
from the lamb's head.
Yes, I've got 2 right here.
He like turns his fingers into 2 tweezers and just picks it up.
There you go.
Alright. Does this thorn look anything like those thorns that been testing my character while he was working in the Moor's gardens?
There's a bit of a similarity to it. Yes, there is a similarity.
Like one pointy end, right?
Yes, it's the like jagged serratedness of it that kind of looks a bit familiar. Like there's a bit of that unnatural. Yeah, the best word is perhaps there's sort of an unnaturalness to it.
Very interesting. Thank you very much.
Good. Good. Right.
Puts it in his pocket.
So, good luck, happy hunting, and, yes, don't get mutated. And don't have sex with the disease.
But how would I know if they are diseased before having sex with them?
Well, they'd probably be in the sewers.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Good luck.
You can see someone standing outside eagerly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
So
outside.
he starts like
To you two.
ushering you all out,
Come on, jump.
and drags in the next victim. Once again, gentlemen, the day is yours. Oh, spooky music.
If you fellas are free, do you mind if we visit dwarves in the mines? And maybe while we're on the way to the mines, there might be a short detour to the gardens of Moor.
I don't mind.
Do I have anything in my tax ledger related to either of those two areas, Hydra?
You have you have a small amount to collect from the dwarfs. Within the older document that you've been sent. On the way there is a cartwright, which is kind of near the gardens of Moor. Someone that owes a fairly large sum of money. This is from the newer document.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good to me. We can go to whichever you'd like to go to first, Mr. Albrecht.
Yes, that would be a Moor's garden. I think there is something I would like to collect there.
Okay. So, to the Garden of Moor first. And the priests kind of just simply nod as you walk past. If there's nothing you wish to ask of them, you're just simply allowed entry at this time of day. There's no undead to see.
Yeah, no, he just greets him with an official Morite salute and proceeds to the gardens, where he almost died.
Yep.
Who almost died? You?
Yep.
Ah.
Alright. And what would you like to do in these gardens?
So, I would like to rub some more of that bone dust in my good eye.
Yep.
And with that being done, I would like to collect some soil samples that are glowing green.
Okay. A couple of things catch your eye as you are looking around. So in the soil are some tiny green, like grains of sand. They glow very softly. You take your time to examine the flowers and the soil, take some samples, and a couple of thorny flowers in particular have a strange I can only say aura to them. You look around the base of the flower, the roots, and you can see that the flowers, these particularly thorny flowers, have actually grown out of breadcrumbs. They do not seem to have been rooted in the ground so much as their roots going into these small, like 2-inch wide clusters of bread that seem to have been avoided by insects and birds. And these flowers in particular are the most thorny.
That's strange. And I think Albert will use his knife to avoid touching bread as much as possible, whilst he's collecting it as well as a sample.
Okay. You collect a sample of said bread.
And contaminated soil, and maybe a thorn of that plant.
Okay. So while you're collecting this, what are the rest of you? What are the rest of you up to within this cemetery?
Yeah, I would look at. Isn't those are the thorns that Otto was showing us, right? They look the same, or?
Yes, they do.
I'm just doing what I can to not touch any.
Yeah, sort of. As he said that, T will take a good 5 foot, step back and just completely distance himself from the whole situation.
Okay. I will ask.
Do you think if he put one of those thorns into an animal, that it will become a mutant?
I don't know. I think animal could very well pick up those thorns on their own.
But it's not normal. It's not normal that animals are roaming in the Garden of Moor, right? And it's the only place I saw those. Didn't you see them somewhere else yet? No.
No, I haven't. But I suppose it might be not the only source of those thorns. It's just the only one I know about.
Oh, maybe someone is like, if it's coming out of the bread, maybe someone is feeding the animals the bread, and then that is what making them become mutants, and not the thorns themselves.
I honestly don't know. Do you think if we stick a couple of thorns into the elf, would it mutate even more?
Maybe he would mutate to not be a failure anymore, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I suppose we can grab a couple of those plants and show them to that elf. Maybe he'll...
Yeah, he's an apothecary, right? He should know, right? He should know.
I think we should try and put the thorn in one of the animals. See what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially it could be a good source of income, because I do remember that the doctor asked us to bring more mutated animals for him for monetary reward, so might as well.
Yeah, okay. So we should go to one of the farms with the thorn and then put it into an animal and see what happens.
We can catch a rat, in a rat hole. I've seen plenty of those things.
To be honest, I'm not good at rat catching. I don't know if you are, but I'm not really a rat catcher by trade, so...
Me neither, but I suppose it's not that hard.
If it wouldn't be that hard, we wouldn't need those rat catchers in those, so maybe it is.
True, but I think we have a rat catcher in our group somewhere in the rat hole. I've seen him once or twice. Maybe we can ask him as well.
Well, I didn't see that fella yet, so... Okay, yeah, we should ask him how to best get us some rats. Do our
Alive.
mutant testing on.
Oh, he had a dog. We can use his dog instead. We don't need to catch his dog. It's already tame.
But is it like tame enough so we can? Oh, you want to put it in the stock? Yeah, that's a good idea. We should do that. Yes. But best without the rat catcher finding out. So we have to be pretty sneaky about it.
I suppose we'll figure something out.
I mean, one of the halflings could do it, right?
Yeah.
You are naturally sneaky.
Well,
Yeah.
come to think of it, one of those halflings look kinda strange. Never mind.
Aye, he's a little bit strange, isn't he? It's that nose.
I
Tell
mean,
me what it is.
not to offend you, but it's not like you look like the normal town person as well, Albrecht. Just
No. They're the same as everybody else, just a little bit shorter.
I need a willpower test from Stelianus and T, please. A cool test, specifically. Challenging.
Where am I doing this?
It should be on ye skills.
Skills. Skills.
I am very cool.
You are very cool right now.
Would you say challenging?
Challenging, please. While conversing, there is a dull thud, thud, thud. Both of you kind of turn around in unison to see a black knight, kind of marching towards with a sword held aloft but not ready to strike. Just simply marching along, doing the rounds and passing by your way. And both of you for a moment feel like, well, he looks scary. And you keep your cool. It takes a little bit of a swallow to just suppress that anxiety. Stelianus, perhaps there's a bit more curiosity.
So I assume that my character would have no idea what these knights are.
Probably not.
Okay. Well, that feller's got some nice armor there, huh? Look at that feller. Boy, I'd sure hate to be on the end of his weapon.
Aye, that's quite nice, actually. I must say.
Y'all ever seen one of them there dark knights before?
He looks quite fancy.
I'm gonna go talk to him, see what he's got to say.
Alright, let's go say hello.
Ryan knows full well that they take a vow of silence, but
Sure, go for it.
does not. Yeah. So I'm just going to go up to him and not get in his way.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna address him. Well there, Mr. Black Knight. Now I ain't never seen no armor like yours before. What order exactly do you belong to?
His march is almost mechanical, in that there's absolutely no response to what you've said, and he just passes by you without a word or a flinch. He
Well,
continues.
that was a little bit rude, wasn't it?
You know, he must be one of them strong, silent types. You know, like yeah. I think that's what's going on. So, should we go find us one of them animals at one of them farmer places and stick one of them thorns in it? See if we can't find one of them mutants.
That sounds like a good idea. Aye. Maybe we can get ourselves a little bit of pennies as well from the doctor.
Well, the plan was that you would stick one of those thorns into the dog of the rat catcher.
Or the elf.
Well, Now you see, I got a little bit of a problem with that. You see, I got a special place dear in my heart for them dogs, them furry four-legged creatures that, you know, they say they're man's best friend, but really I think they're halfling's best friend. You know, you can ride on them. They give you protection from evildoers. They let you know when somebody's coming to rob you. And boy, they sure are scary to others when you're trying to collect them taxes, you know? So I think maybe we should go with a farm animal instead of one of them furry four-legged dogs.
Yeah, Little Fellow might have a point here, because if the dog mutates, it might become violent, and let's find something small. Like a chicken.
We could, we could hire one of them local rat catchers and just have him catch us a rat. I mean, I can't imagine that a mutated one of them could be very dangerous, you know?
What if it mutates to a very, very big rat?
Well, then we'll just hire a couple extra rat catchers.
That sounds costly, though.
Well, it's kind of their job anyway, right? So we can say we hire them, but we don't really have to pay them, you know? It's kind of their job.
Yeah, I'll just let it out into the sewers. Eventually the rat catchers will catch it, I suppose.
That's an even better idea, partner. I like that idea. That way we don't have to deal with any of the problems that we create. So we all on board then? We paying a rat catcher to get us a rat so we can stick it with that there thorn?
Hey, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
All right. We shall commence rat catching in a couple of minutes after a brief bio break. So we'll see you all in about 3 or 4 minutes. Take care. Alrighty then. Here we are. We are back. Gentlemen, the day is yours. Refresh my memory as to what your plan is.
Find the chicken and stick one of those thorns in it.
Right. Fair enough. I'm sure probably plenty of chickens around the market. There's some livestock being sold there. Maybe a duck.
Wait, did we decide on a chicken or a rat?
I thought it was.
I mean, the chicken is easy to get, right? Oh,
Maybe they comes in a cage as well. So
I don't know. Those roosters get pretty violent. I don't know if we want to get a mutated violent rooster running around.
Don't get a rooster, get a hen.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm fine with that. We can do that.
So how much is a hen?
They are currently 1 silver
Okay.
in the market. They're in short supply, but they are available. But there's quite a lot of people kind of queuing up to get whatever meats they can, and with a little bit of a shortage of available livestock, anything that produces eggs is in high demand, so you're going to have to barter your way.
What do you think would a thing cost? A rat catcher. What do you guys think? Like, you think he'd take a silver?
You think a rat catcher would take 1 silver to catch us a rat? Boy, I'd say that's about 100 times what he normally gets for catching a single rat.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
You know, I could check my this here tax ledger, see if this chicken and egg salesman owes some taxes. Maybe I could do a little bit of well, shall we say, under the table intimidation. Maybe just get him to give us a chicken.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Would you like to roll an intimidation, please, or a haggle, depending on how you want to approach this topic?
So first, I would like to check the book to see if they actually owe anything.
Yep, there are a few individuals within the older book that owe kind of a matter of pennies each, mainly. Occasionally one person owes a silver. So you could probably spend, I would say, about an hour going from stall to stall, collecting enough money that you could then exchange for a chicken.
Yeah, let's do it that way. That's probably better than just threatening people.
Okay, I'll ask you to make an income roll for me. Whatever your income roll is, I'm not exactly sure, so...
As a bailiff, it's intimidate, actually.
Let's go for an average intimidate, please.
Right.
Have an extra plus 10, though, for your fine Jack. Being clearly associated with Mr. Who, many people do not want to get on your bad side.
I am going to fortune that.
Okay.
That's better, and it's technically a crit.
Okay. I will say, although it says 38 silver, that is not the case, because if one could earn that in an hour, one would be very rich. But you do in fact get enough for a chicken, and most people are reluctant to give up their monies, but of course they do, because, well, you're the tax man and you said so, and you have a cool looking Jack. So the money is yours.
Chicken named Sasha.
The chicken is named Sasha. And she looks quite aggressive.
Hold her above my head, trying not to get pecked or whatever, and yell to the rest of the group. All right, go ahead and stick her. I got her held down now. Careful, though. She's a feisty one.
But you have the phones. Do you want to do the honors, or should I?
You're a doctor, you know how to stick this stuff most efficiently, I suppose.
I stand well back again.
I will say Sasha's feet are currently bound, and her escape is challenging, but so no rolls are necessary, even for a quote halfling to wrestle. Who's going to stick Sasha?
I'm gonna do it.
Okay. See.
Can I roll on lore anatomy where to best? Where
Sure.
do I think I should best put it?
Sure. Roll well, it's chicken, so roll a challenging anatomy test, or whatever seems appropriate for this. Yep. You're not too familiar with chickens, but
Couldn't I normally put a fortune there and get it to +1 then? Shouldn't it? Plus,
you can't turn a fail into a success with that.
Okay.
You can boost a success, or you can re-roll a failure. I would say with that, it's you're not familiar with chicken anatomy, but what you are familiar with are suppositories. And you're pretty aware that if you need to get medicine into someone and they have a beak that pecks, then there's only one other option.
Oh, I should put it. I wasn't sure if I should put it inside of the. What was it inside on the other animals? Did I say that?
No, but you failed your test.
Okay.
So this is sensible to you.
Okay. Then then the other side it is. Turn it upside down.
The stream is going to get in trouble.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
All right. Roll a. Do you have a sleight of hand, or do you have dexterity?
I have sleight of hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go for an average sleight of hand. It's subdued, but it's not very happy about this. Understandably, right? Yep. You quickly deal with this thorny situation, and the thorn is no more, and the chicken kind of goes a little bit limp and just kind of starts very, very softly clucking.
Nobody likes a limp chicken.
Yeah, it's very limp right now.
Well, there it is.
Sorry, Sasha.
Okay. So, what next, guys? Should we put it into the rat hole? Do we have a... We surely don't have a chicken... what's it called? Chicken pen, is it? We surely don't have that at the rat hole.
We can just throw it in and see what happens.
There are crates in there.
Yeah, we'll put it in a barrel. Or a crate, maybe.
Yeah, then we put it in the crate, that's good. Maybe put something in there as well that's a bit comfortable, at least for Sasha, for good old Sasha. But
Yeah.
and maybe get some old bread or something from somewhere.
Yeah, I think I have some strange bread that I can feed her with that as well.
Yeah, that we should try that. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe we should get another chicken to feed her with bread. Well, this one is just to keep
have
the
some kind of
experiments
control group, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So we see which one is the... Yeah, that's a good idea. Stadianus, get us another chicken.
Well, you know, I have to say, it feels like you're kind of taking advantage of me at this point. You know, I didn't want to say anything. But I feel like us short people got to stand up for ourselves, because ain't nobody gonna stand up for us, you know?
I'm very sorry. Stadianus, get us a chicken, please.
Oh, you know, see, there you go. It just takes a bit of manners sometimes. Now, I'm gonna walk up to the nearest person and just start yelling at them with no manners.
Sure. For the sake of brevity, you get another chicken. You gather some taxes. You have 2 chickens now, and bread is. Is this like an old ration of bread you have, Ulbrich, or?
No, it's the same bread.
The breadcrumb from the place.
From the
I see. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So you have all you need for the experiments that have been planned, and if anyone was taken advantage of, it was the chicken.
One thing I would try to get, maybe there is like a bakery or so, where I would ask for some older bread that they're not selling anymore, or at least for a very low price, to at least give them something else to eat than a thorn and some weird bread.
You could certainly go to the bakery if you like.
Yeah, I would go somewhere. Yeah, I'll go to a bakery if there's one. Yeah.
Okay. So you head to the bakery, and they have no bread. They have halfling pies. It's a halfling bakery, and they have a mixture of pastry-based goods, but no bread. And they explain to you that Mr. Brotman, or rather Lord Brotman, the noble, has basically the rights to distribute bread within the town, so they're limited to pastry.
Okay, but do you have some older pastry that you are not like selling anymore, and only have lying around here?
A rather grumpy looking halfling chef that I do not have the token for right now kind of looks a little bit miserable. Roll me an average charm test, please. They look displeased at that. Asking a halfling for off goods is
What was average? What shall I do?
Average. Average, because you're a customer still.
Yeah, I'm gonna fortune that.
Okay.
God. Yeah, okay.
They're not pleased with your request. You've effectively asked Gordon Ramsay for a well-done steak, and they ask you to leave.
Okay, fair enough. Well, sorry to you, Sasha, and what's the other chicken called?
It currently has no name. It is yet to be named.
Any ideas?
Sasha's the second.
Okay. Sorry, Sasha, and Sasha the second seems it's only a thorn and some old bread for you. Do you still have some rations, Didianus? Like one ration I could buy from you for 2 copper?
You know, I don't have any other rations, but you know, to be honest, I was gonna buy a halfling pie for Mr. Who, so maybe they can throw in some of the off goods for I'll just give them a little bit extra, huh?
I can tell you, they're not willing to do that, but maybe they're more willing to trade with one of their own about off goods. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. You know, I'm a halfling. They're well, obviously I'm a halfling. You know,
they're obviously halflings as well. Yeah.
Right. So
they might even know your clan. Yeah. If you.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a small clan, really small, very small in fact. But yeah, let me go talk to him, and maybe I can buy a halfling pie for Mr. Who, the tax man, and I'll see if I could buy some other stuff too. Yeah. So how much are the halfling pies, Hydra?
They're 1 silver apiece.
Okay, I'll buy it. Sorry, that's my
That's fine.
I'll buy 2 halfling, so I'll spend 2 silver.
Sure.
And then I'll ask him how much for, you know, like some of the off goods or some of the scraps of dough or whatever else.
Okay. Roll me a average charm, please.
Oh, perfect. My best stat.
Yeah.
Farosh. I will fortune that one.
We're looking.
Not great.
Yeah.
I will take a dark deal.
Okay. 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 Well, that's fine. They're like eyeing you up and down a little bit while their dog barks at you, and they're like, "Down, boy. Down, boy." And they're looking like, what's up with this guy? And then they just like cautiously give you like a couple of offcuts of pastry, slide it along, take your money, but they look at you as if there's something they're not quite at ease about. They look at you as if you're an elf.
Well, I think these here halflings, maybe they don't like my previous clan that I was a part of, so I think maybe the other halfling would be best for this, but well, how about 7 pennies? Would you take 7 pennies for the wait, did you say they gave me the off stuff? And
yeah, they just kind of give you some stuff and as like a small handful extra in addition to the pies.
Okay, I'll tip them a couple extra brass pennies, so we'll say 3 brass penny, and I'll say, that's great. I really appreciate y'all. Us halflings got to stick together, and I'll just give them a wink.
Yeah.
You get like basically evil side eye from the old man chef, who's just looking at you intensely trying to figure out something, but
fair enough.
Alright, gentlemen, you have chickens, you have barrels, you have an experiment lined up.
Do the experiment.
Back to the rat hole.
To the rat hole.
You head to the rat hole. It is, it's quiet. The other group aren't back yet. They're off investigating, you assume. And you're able to find 2 old oak-looking barrels. Probably worth a few pennies. They're currently empty of liquor. And with putting one in with some breadcrumbs and the other with thorn suppository, you are then they have lids. Are you closing lids, or are you kind of just leaving them upended and hoping they don't get out?
I would close it, but I would make sure that there's at least some air I can get.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so the lid's put on at a little bit of an angle. A weight is then put on top. The thorny one is just kind of docile and not doing too much, but the one in there with breadcrumbs is just straight away at them and nom, cluck 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 cluck. Then just
I'd like to pay close attention to the size of the pieces that they're eating, because I really wouldn't like it if any of the chickens were choked.
Right. Okay. No, they're an appropriate size and broken up as they're tossed in.
I think Albert will busy himself writing a note, and after that he'll stick the nose to the barrels that there are some chickens inside, one with thorn and the other with breadcrumbs, and the warning that nobody should ever let those chickens out of those barrels for reasons.
Okay. Reasons. Now, gentlemen, are you letting your experiment run, or are you sitting and waiting? What would you like to do?
I don't see reason sitting here and waiting for something to happen. Like, if we have anything else to do, like, we could do that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Doctor, how long do you reckon it might take, well, in terms of time? Like, are those chickens should mutate straight away, or?
That's to you, Friedrich, I think.
Safely left them.
Sorry, what? Sorry, come again?
Yeah, Albert asks if the doctor knows how long it might take for the chicken to mutate. And
I have not a single
them.
clue, to be honest. The thing is, it's not really a topic that there's a lot of known research being done for. So,
do you guys think that maybe we should take these chickens in the barrels to the other doctor that's doing research on this, and just leave out the part where we have stuck them, and just say that we found them and we're conducting an experiment?
Maybe we should wait until they mutate, so we can also claim a reward for them.
I mean, I think the reward is probably just going to be 1 penny.
Well, it's still 1 penny more than I have now.
He said if we get him an animal, he's gonna give me a healing drought, so that's not that...
Oh, fair. He did say that, didn't he? Okay, well, I'm just worried that somebody might... You tell somebody not to mess with something, and the first thing they want to do is mess with it, you know? So...
Yeah, if the elf would be coming back, he would do that, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think I write another note that specifically asks elf not to do it.
I was just thinking we might store them safely somewhere out of the eye of the public and just out of the reach of anybody, really. So
yeah,
maybe...
Where would it be?
I don't know, I was thinking maybe we could rent a room at the local inn or something and just take them there and then put the door under lock and key.
You are in an abandoned tavern.
Like, does the rat hole have a cellar or something?
You're literally the only people that come in the rat hole.
Oh. Okay, fair enough. Then it sounds like that's...
It's got barred windows and a barred door that you have to, like, squeeze open to get through, so it's...
Okay, I misunderstood. I thought it was just like a shady place. I didn't realize...
No, it's literally abandoned aside from you squatters.
Right. Well, never mind then. I take it back everything I... Okay, well, it sounds like that's taken care of then, so, I will, on the way to, the dwarves, I will say that I will stop off at, the tax collector's office and give him...
Yep.
Both of the halfling pies. We don't need to RP it out or anything.
Sure.
I just want to make sure that he knows that I'm thinking of him and that, you know, we're a team.
Okay. The exchange of food, he is very pleased. You have surely won him over, and most likely are his new Timmy, at least for the day.
Perfect.
And yeah. For now, you are 2 silver richer. He throws in an extra silver. Basically, gives you 1 silver for the efforts.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well then, shall we head to the dwarves, ladies and gentlemen?
Indeed.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm there.
My question to you is whether you go to Bocky or his son first, as they have 2 separate accommodations.
I was thinking about his son, because he's my primary contact.
Yep.
And maybe later to his father, because I wanted to meet him. But it depends on how things go with Adam.
Okay. and let's load up a dwarven mine. Oh, well, let's not load that one. Sure, let's load this one. Alright. Yeah, it takes you a little while before you arrive at the base of the mountain. You enter through the tunnel, and before you know it, you're at the door of Achaidh Cheide, who slides the door to and chirpily greets you. Ah, hello. Nice to see you again.
Hello. Sorry, been occupied, couldn't visit you soon. But do you have a somewhat more private room when we can discuss some private things? You, me, my compatriots.
Gives you a wink and basically just tries to grab you and pulls you inside. His face goes from happy to kind of like a dwarf that's in the middle of mischief. Half excited and half terrified. Maybe not terrified, but...
Hey, what is that look on your face?
Quickly! Come on. Look. No, Bocky's taken the oath, right? Ooh.
No.
Aye? Did nobody tell you?
Nobody? What's what is about?
Well, it's because he owed all the money, and he'd sworn us to mine all the coal. He's taken the Slayer oath, and he's planning on heading out tomorrow to go and fight the thing in the woods.
Damn it. Is he already took the oath, or he's just going to?
Well, he's got ginger hair, and he's already on it. By Grungnir, he's probably going to die.
Can I do some sort of like intelligence or willpower roll to see if there's anything that I've heard about Slayers taking the oath?
We challenging intellect, I would say. Just for a cross-species niche cultural thing, yeah. So, vaguely familiar with dwarves that have been dishonoured taking an oath. Normally they go out to seek death and regain their honour in death, and tend to live out their days seeking death. It's a rather strange thing for a clansman to come to terms with.
So, now, straighten me out on this one here. Ain't there some sort of process he's got to follow? Ain't there somebody he got to talk to become one of them, well, what do you call them, slayums? To become a slayum?
Well, we're a long way from the Kazakh, so it tends to be less the sort of formal. Yeah, you dye your hair red, maybe you do it publicly, maybe you do it in private. Well, pilgrimage to Kazakh is not somewhere that we can practically get to, so that, and also some of the Imperial dwarfs, as they call us, Imperial Dowie, they're not always quite so welcoming to us taking the oath, so we tend to kind of go about it in our own way. That is to say, he's taken the oath.
Well, so here's the thing, right?
He thinks he's taken the oath, which means he has.
Well, right, I get that, right? But what if he ain't the one who's supposed to be taking the oath? What if there's some funny business going on here, and that we've been looking into it, and there's some sort of funny business with that there contract he done signed? And, I don't think right now is the time to be taking that oath because, well, when it comes to matters like this, we need somebody to be some sort of witness saying, this here and that there. And we might even need to hire some sort of lawyer for this type of thing, but I hate to say it, but I think that failure of an elf might be onto something here, that there's some sort of magical funny business going on with that contract. I just don't think that becoming a slayum is the right type of move for this here situation right now.
Have you found what's going on in the mine yet?
No, but it's kind of the reason why I came to you now.
Right, good. Grab something from the satchel next to him. Here's your bomb.
Thank you. But here, do you have something like magnifying glass?
Sure, I've got
this strange thing with me.
I've got a monocle.
Yes, maybe. Well, you're a dwarf, right? You know about rocks and stuff,
Right,
soil, and whatnot.
I suppose.
So here's this strange thing I found in a place, let's say, and with that Aldrich will produce his small satchel filled with the contaminated soil from the Moor's garden, and there are some strange green things that glow.
He grumbles just at the mere mention of that, and sort of takes it off your hands after putting a glove on, places it down on the table, looks at it under a monocle that's kind of attached to a headpiece, and this is like a thick monocle, a full-on Coca-Cola bottle, and spends a good 10-15 moments looking at it. Now, I'm going to have to refresh my memory as to whether it was Bocky or whether it was this chap that was introduced to Dieter's necklace. Steady Arnis, you were there. That was Bocky, wasn't it?
That was Bocky.
That was Bocky, yeah.
Right. Bocky told me that some of you had found some weird stone. Foul stone, we call it.
The what?
Well, look, they're tiny little cranes.
And uses a pair of tweezers and holds up this tiny, tiny little green grain of sand that's kind of faintly producing a small amount of light.
Look at it.
Yeah, that the thing that glows. Yeah.
Yes. Dangerous stuff. Some people use it to cast magic. Some people use it for healing. Most people get in trouble. Unpredictable, dangerous. Not something dwarfs should be messing with.
Now see, that's what I'm trying to get at there, Mr. Bocky's son, is that, there was a contract that Bocky done signed about the mine, but I think somebody done altered it, and maybe it's because of that there stone you got and their tweezers. That there's something funny going on about it.
I agree, I know. Von Rat and Von Steiner, they're up to something. All of them.
So don't you think you can tell Bocky that it's not his done fault, that he don't need to go take that oath of them slayums, and we need him's help with all that.
Well, I suppose, but I've been trying to tell him that for months. You need something irrefutable.
Well, if he goes and kills himself before we can get him that, then it ain't gonna do much good if we get something irrefutable.
Well, you've got till morning. Go find out what's in the mine.
Right.
All
so
right.
About that, there is also one more thing, and Albert will beckon Adam to kind of get a little bit away from his competitors, so he would will be able to whisper something to his ear.
I suppose. Aye? What's up?
So, it might sound a bit strange, but I had a vision that there are some strange machinery down in those mines. Well, not exactly in the mines, but under the dam. And also there is more of those green rocks you were talking about. And they are not small, not sandstones. Not they like I don't know.
Afraid I'm missing about 80% of what you're saying at the moment, my friend.
Yeah, going a bit robotic.
Let me try and change the Discord chat location just to see if that does anything to help us in our endeavours. Server settings, you used to be able to change it from one location to another. I have no idea. Try saying something again, Ulbrich. Let's try that again.
1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2 works. Let's have a summary as to what you just said. I'm afraid, although I'm sure it was perfect, we didn't get any of it. It's gonna.
Right. So in the garden. No. Still bad.
In the garden is what we got. One more time. If not, we'll improv and make assumptions.
Hello, hello.
Let's try again.
Alright, if you can hear me, basically Albert retold his vision that he had during his encounter in the gardens, relating to machinery under the town and the green spawn that was bigger.
Okay, his eyes kind of get a bit... He starts thinking to himself a little bit.
You know what? I remember Bucky telling me about a tunnel that was dug under the garden. It's under the old manor. It was a tunnel originally dug by a dwarf slayer. I don't know where it is. You'd have to ask Bucky, but you could see what's down there.
Right, and is that tunnel by the chance connected with the mines?
I don't think so, no.
Disturbing. Alright.
Well, sounds like you've got a choice. Lots of things to investigate. Or maybe you could do both before sun's up.
Aye. Right, do you, by the way, have any sort of machinery in your minds that might be still running or something like that?
Not in the coal mines. We used to have a couple of steam-powered hydraulics to help bust open some of the larger sections, but we've not had to rely on that for a while. Coal is somewhat more of a mundane a pickaxe and shovel.
Alright, I see.
All right, well,
The fuse should last you about 10 seconds. Made it a little bit longer so you can get about, matches included. Just kind of scrape the edge of it. Rub it against this. Gives you like a... like some rough leather to rub against the end of the fuse. It'll just make some loud, colourful noises.
Alright. Is it Remind me again, how dangerous that thing is. Like, should I throw it right and beneath some?
Oh, it's not going to kill anybody. I mean,
a bit away.
it would be quite loud, but just distraction.
Alright,
Oh,
alright.
I could go for a smoke one if you like instead.
Can I have a smoke one as well as this one?
Oh, see, well, seeing as you got 2 tunnels to go in, I guess I better.
Goes over to his shelf, grabs another bomb, and gives you a smoke bomb, as well as a noise bomb, which is basically a firework.
Alright, thank you.
Are you going to take the little ones?
It looks down at you, T.
How are you faring underground?
Oh, I've never quite been, I don't know. But
Oh,
I feel like it could be quite fun.
oh, hey, it can be. Underground's the best place to be. First time.
Goes and grabs like a small miner's hat, like a leather helmet, skull cap, and plonks it on your head.
There you go.
Oh, thank you very much. And I've still got that little noisy thing they gave me as well. I think I still have it anyway.
Ah, good.
Yeah.
And looks over at you, steady honest.
First time in the mines? You look like you've probably seen a couple.
Well, now I can't say that I'm an expert with mining, but around where I come from, our folk like to live in places that some would call caves. We're a little bit different than other halflings. We also like to stay under the ground, out of the sun, if that makes sense to you. That's why I'm kind of pale.
Wise choice. Wise choice. Some halflings closer to the dowie than they'd like to admit. Right. Good luck to you all. And if you find anything else, let me know. I'll try to talk to Bucky and buy you some time. Or you could talk to him about the mine. I'll wait until you've gone. Do as you please.
That would be much appreciated, Baki's son.
Ah, that's all right. Halfling son.
Alright, I keep you posted.
That appears to be our cue to leave, gentlemen. Let's let us make our way over to the mine.
So, yeah.
All right. The mine shaft that you propose to investigate is guarded by 2 brutish-looking fellows. Both of them clearly hired muscle. They have a colourful tabard about them, and somewhat of a cross-eyed look. But they're currently stood in conversation. You can hear them from quite a long way away. They also stand out quite a lot, being 2 of the few humans within this area, and there are no dwarfs in sight.
I'm not gonna waste any time. I walk directly up to them, kind of open my arms a little bit so they can see my tax collecting tabard.
Should follow.
And I'm gonna address him and say, "Now then, I am the local bailiff under Mr. Who himself, and I have been sent to inspect this here mine, as there has been some, well, shall we say, deception of the documentation of what's been going on down here, and I am supposed to inspect everything that goes in and comes out of this here mine, so I request access immediately, if not sooner."
I'm going to ask you for a They look confused at each other for a moment, and And then one of them just kind of stomps his foot on the ground and stands up to attention. Nobody is to enter the mine under orders of the noble lord. I'm afraid instructions are very clear. If anyone is to enter, it will be our head on a spike, on a pike, on a spear, unspecified, perhaps a halberd, and we are not to let anybody in.
Now let me guess. Them's orders from Lord Van Rott, huh?
No, not Van Rott. It's from the von Steiner. If I get that right, got to get out of my head correct.
That's what I meant to say. Is
Yeah.
Von Steiner.
Yeah.
I got it confused too.
That's fine.
Well,
von Steiner. Yep.
Yeah, there's the problem. Is that some of Von Steiner's assets have been going missing, and he sent us directly. And he told Mr. Who, the tax collector, he said, you know what? I need a team of the most capable individuals you have. And gosh darn it, he done sent me.
I'm going to ask you for a roll. This is going to be a hard roll, but it will be opposed.
Okay.
So I will ask you for.
Can I go with charm animal because he's an animal? No, just joking.
I mean, he's nearly a troll, but only in intellect. You can go with charm or intimidate, I guess.
Can I use gamble by chance? Because
Gamble.
Because this is definitely a gamble that I'm going with. That he's
You are
dumb enough to believe
gambling, but I can't see how you're making a better wager out of this.
Okay, fair enough. I accept.
You're gambling your life in this, but you can roll a gamble to the gods if you like, to Renauld, as a separate roll.
Yeah. I would like to roll a gamble to the gods to Renauld.
Just as a separate roll of... yeah.
And then I will do intimidate.
Sure.
And you said it's a hard intimidate?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll roll that one first, the intimidate. And then I'm going to use a fate point to set that to a 1.
Well, a fate point would basically just give you automatically the best result possible.
Right, yeah, so I believe since there's no critical, it would be a 1 instead of an 11, right?
It's just like automatically a +6 SL, best possible outcome. Sure. You're thinking of resilience for the manual dice roll, but for a fate, it's still like divine intervention.
Fair enough.
So, tell me again exactly what you insist to them as your closing sort of statement.
There's my gamble roll to Renauld as well.
There's your Renauldian roll.
Basically, I was telling them that, that the Lord himself has spoken to Mr. Who, the tax baron, that some of his assets are not in order here in this mine, and that he thinks that potentially people are being dishonest within the mine, and therefore myself and the others with me have been sent to clear out any funny business and such and figure out what's going on.
Right, well, fortunately, the only person in the mine right now is of Steinberg himself. He has come to inspect the mine. You'll find him down there on the 3rd to the right, and please give him our warmest regards, and please tell him I do not wish my head to be on a pike, and have yourself
okay?
Well, perfect. He's inspecting us, so you know what? You're doing a fantastic job, and I will make sure to let him know how great of a job you two is doing.
He, clicks his heels together to you and gives you a inexperienced soldier's salute.
Thank you, sir. Clearly a man of military experience, isn't that right, Stephen? Sir is certainly right, sir. Certainly right.
And they just step aside.
Well, we are clearly where we're supposed to be, so let's go into the mine. I'm going to stride forth with false bravado.
Just fuck.
Sure. Okay.
Is it a large shaft?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's pretty thick. It is about this thick.
That's quite thick.
It has a reasonable girth, with an unusual couple of sights to begin with. It begins structured. Wooden beams, much of what you would expect for a mine shaft. There are a couple veins of silver in the walls, left and right. But you continue your walk. It's a straight mine shaft. It doesn't veer off in any directions. But eventually the silver sort of stops, and the mine begins to be more of like a tunnel. And to the left and right, marking the walls, are numerous candles. They are in small cradles, probably clusters of about 10 candles, all lit, providing a reasonable amount of illumination. And up ahead you can hear a small amount of chanting. Sounds like either a conversation or some religious ceremony.
I am going to whisper to the group very quietly. Now, y'all hold off here. I sense that we probably don't want to get caught by anybody up here. I'm just gonna go check it out real quick, and I'll come back and report to you. So, if y'all don't mind turning around for a second.
Why do we need to turn it around?
I didn't catch that. What did you say?
Why do we need to turn around?
Well, I feel stealthier when that's the case. The other halfling will tell you all about it. That, you know, if you turn around and then I go into sneaking mode, then it feels better for me.
Wait, Master
Whatever works your boat.
Here's one thing I would like you to do. And with it, Albert will once again produce his leather satchel filled with all this powder in one of your eyes.
Oh,
Ready,
don't worry
please?
about that. I got one of them drinks from the strigony, so I'll be drinking a little bit of that, and I got some of that powder too. So I'll rub it in both my eyes just so I can see everything, and you know, I know how this works. I was down in the sewers, and you just see me shudder a little bit. So I'll drink a little bit of the drink and
Alright.
rub a little bit of the powder in my eyes.
All right. Just to
And
see
then if
how...
everybody turns around, and I will try and stealthily use my not gnomish goo magic to stealth.
Totally halfling stealth tactics.
Halfling stealth bomber confirmed.
Yes.
You are quite the sneak, which is a pretty good roll. Okay. And the rest of you, while your halfling goes on ahead, what do you have planned?
Albert will rub some powder in his eyes and examine the shaft
I see.
of the mine.
You look the shaft up and down, back and forth for a little while. We'll come to you, Steadianus, in a little bit. There is one thing after you rub your eyes, you can kind of tune back in 3 minutes after we have a quick break. I need a bio before this scene, so BRB. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Here we are again. So, Ulbrich.
Yes.
Having just rubbed your eyes with some of this dust, you open them to see the ground beneath your feet moving. It takes a few moments to focus on what it is. For a moment, it looks like it's flowing like a river. But as your pain eases and as you blink a few more times, wiping away the tears, you can see it's almost like a river of rats beneath your feet, all moving down in the direction that you see Steadianus now walking. You do not feel them, however. You get the distinct impression that these are somehow like rat ghosts, rat spirits, something of a other realm, but tens of thousands of them.
Elvish will try to touch one.
Okay.
With his hand.
You kind of feel a faint fuzz. I will say make a dexterity roll, please. Challenging. And okay, one of the rats that you go to touch looks towards you for a second and just goes to try and bite your finger, and you just gradually sort of move your hand away. It's not able to reach, but seemed it didn't really like the idea of a human hand coming towards it. Kind of had that feeling of it seeing you, seeing it. For a moment it felt threatened by you, but soon goes back to joining in with the wave. So, we'll come to Stelianos in a second, but the rest of you, are you doing anything in particular, or are you holding
To be honest,
tight?
I'm just gonna sit there, like I'm just gonna sit down and relax a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were told to stay back, so I feel like I'm just gonna, as a fellow halfling, with respect to my other halflings, he knows what he's doing.
Yep.
Even if he's a bit shady, so I feel like I'm gonna do the same as well. Just take a seat.
Sure.
And, yeah.
So, Stelianos, are you drinking and smoking and rubbing your eyes? What cocktail of senses are you going to bombard?
I'm not smoking, but I am taking a drink from the thing that the Stragana gave me, and I am rubbing some of the powder into my eyes, yes.
Okay.
A little bit less than what I did in sewer, because that was a bit of an experience for my character. Sure.
So, the immediate effect is similar to what Ulbrich can see. As that drink goes down and you feel yourself getting really lightheaded and your kind of senses come back too, you can see this wave of rats heading down, moving kind of around your feet as if you're not there, paying you no attention. Up ahead of you, though, you can also hear the three distinct thuds, like someone knocking on a door. If that someone was like 50 yards tall, it is very deep thuds. Maybe like a giant gong is being struck, or a boulder being smashed. And as well, this chanting, which sounds slightly clearer, despite the fact you've not gotten any closer. I'll ask if you continue to head towards trouble.
Yes, I would like to slowly but steadily head towards the chanting.
Okay. You have made a decent roll, and the rats, again, do not really seem to mind you. You take a few moments to just be sure of that, and perhaps walk toward the edge of the tunnel where they're less focused, and eventually you can overhear some of this conversation in a little bit more detail, and it sounds like a sung prayer, but in a language that you do not recognize. And peering over from a rock at what is ahead is a particularly large door with a man kneeling in front of it. The door is easily the size of a 2-story building, and there is a single lantern currently kind of suspended from the front of it, just kind of illuminating the archway that the door itself leads into, further into the mountain, into the stonework. It has this sort of decorative I guess you could make a challenging intelligence test just to see what you would guess of this structure. Okay. Really,
wow.
Like really ancient civilization type stuff going on here. This is like you've probably heard via some great uncles or some great grandparents about stories of the men around the age of Sigmar and some of your ancestors of the time, and there's mention of similar sort of patterns and carvings. All you know is that this is well into the hundreds of years old, perhaps older.
Okay.
And in front of this, kneeling on the ground, is a man who occasionally, facing away from you, so facing the door, comes back up. He has 2 horns on his head at present, and one thing that catches you off guard, and I'm going to ask you for a challenging cool test, please, is the door shakes for a second as you see the door as if it's struck from the other side, something trying to break through. Something on the other side knocking incredibly hard.
You know what? I am going to fortune point that one.
Sure.
I have them, I may as well use them.
It's a good test to roll it on. Okay. Your instinct is like, whatever's in there is huge. It's not very safe. But the curiosity gets the better of you. And leaning up after one of these knocks, this man, this priest, with strange leathers and furs over him and this unusual horned crown on his head, or perhaps even these horns are coming from his skull. It's hard to see. And also, I would say, strange rat-like ears. For a second you wonder if he's an elf, and then you think, well, they look a little bit more, a little bit larger and curved. Looks like a rat human horned man thing. He stands up, bowing at the door.
Soon, master. The key has been purchased by my colleague. Once the mining operation is complete, we will be able to free you before Morse leave. In time for the ceremony.
There's one large thud as the door creaks open. A small crack. You can see a very faint amount of light, greenish, coming from inside before the door kind of is pulled back to on its hinges.
Yes, master. It will not be long.
And he bows.
How many people are in this room?
It's just him.
He looks pretty scary, huh?
He's a man, but he's a horned man, slightly large in stature. But yeah, he looks like a horned man rat person thing.
Okay, I'm about to do something very dumb.
Okay.
I am going to try to sneak up behind this guy.
Okay.
With my previous roll. And
okay.
I am going to attempt to stab him in the back with my dagger.
Okay. I will require a couple of new tests. One being you passed your terror test. So now I'm going to need a fear test just to move closer. So one more cool test, please.
Challenging again?
Challenging again. Because now you're wanting to go right up to something that looks a little bit
scary.
Yep. A little bit scary, and that's an understatement. That's okay, you can do that. And I'll ask you for another stealth roll, please. And this one will be opposed. Just to see if your footsteps are heard. That is an excellent roll. Versus a reasonable roll, but not an excellent roll. And I will ask you to, well, it's a backstab, so it's basically make an attack roll with your dagger. and you're going to get from behind surprise. It's basically going to be +6 SL, so just add +60 to it.
Okay, so just make the difficulty very easy then.
Yeah, make the difficulty very easy, because it's mainly only a question of where you stab him and how well you stab him. Okay. Sticking with?
Let's see. So that's slightly below 50. Do a little quick math in my head. Yeah, why don't I re-roll it?
It's technically worth a re-roll, but
you know what?
yeah.
Actually, I'm just gonna add 1 SL to it. I think that's a smarter
okay.
thing to do.
Up to 11 damage. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So a swift, and this is in the. I will say, if you want to pick a location, rather than like stabbing him in the leg, you can, but if you feel like stabbing him in the hamstring seems sensible, you can like hamstring him. It's up to you.
I'm pretty short, so hamstring it is.
Yeah, you're like, you know what, if I stab him in the back of the knee, it's going to at least cripple him. And that is what you do. There is he counts as helpless and vulnerable, so his opposed rolls are pretty dire. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go straight to rolling a critical, as he's going to fall to his knee, the remaining good one, and we're just going to see what the result of this is. So bear with me a second. We go for tables, we go for here's where all the damn tables come in. Roll tables. Oh, I tell you what.
Somebody in chat suggested that I stick him in his ding dong, so that may have been a good idea too.
There we go. If you could just roll a crit leg for me.
Crit leg. I will. There it is. Crit leg. 55.
2 bleeding conditions. Okay, and a endurance test.
3 extra wounds.
Okay, that is a failed endurance test. So basically falling straight on his front with blood spewing out of his leg. Oh! He just collapses. He's now going to kind of wriggle and try to turn over, but he's not going to be standing up anytime soon. You can be certain of that. He cries out for help to his lord, but seems rather helpless at this point in time.
Do we hear that?
If you guys don't hear that, I'm going to be shouting that I need your guys' help anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say with that comes like 3 loud, like bang, bang, bang. The door is like really, really like something the other side is just going for it. So all 3 of you are going to come running down to basically be greeted by a man on the floor who is bleeding out from his leg. For those of you that have drunk the Kool-Aid, you can see this like pointed nose that is slightly pinkish in colour, pointed ears, horns coming out of his head, and a giant door behind him that's currently being battered by something the other side. And I'm going to ask each of you that sees this to make me a cool test, please, which will be challenging. That is very close, Mr. Voss, but you're like,
I'm gonna forge that.
Okay. You are all free to act still. So all 4 of you have opportunity now. We are going to roll initiative, however, to see who can act when. This man is on the floor, prone, but not quite dead. So everyone just roll me an initiative test. I'll roll 1 for him as well.
Am I doing this just out of interest?
On your attributes. So Okay. +1, -7, 0, +2. Steadianus will be first to go, but T could be... There's opportunity for you here.
For that.
That's all right. So on your character sheet, you literally click on the bottom of the attribute bar. So if I just bring up so I can talk through it with you, on the main tab, attribute, click on the current, so the red numbers of the letter I between toughness and agility. So click on the number 29, and a challenging roll for me, please.
Fantastic.
And if you beat you're going last.
Well,
unless you'd like a re-roll.
I'm okay with going last.
You're definitely going last. Steadianus, this man on the floor is attempting to turn over. You just about have the initiative, so he has a bleeding leg right now. And what would you like to do?
Okay, so about this door and this section of the cave that we're in, how big would you say this section of the cave is? So, like, we have the explosive. So I guess what I'm getting at is, can we collapse this section of the cave?
You have a firework and a smoke bomb, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Firework and a smoke bomb. Probably not enough.
So, this is more like a large chamber.
Okay.
So, not a chance, I'm afraid.
Is there any, like, symbolism or anything painted around, like any iconography that I can see, or is it just this dude in the door, basically?
There are lots of candles floated around, giving some light, and there's the occasional triangle that is kind of marked onto the stone around this door, not in the same intricate, ornate sort of styling of the door itself that looks far more disciplined in its creation.
Okay. All right. I am going to stab this guy again and tell him, "You should have paid your taxes, buddy." And I'm gonna stab him again, and then I will use my movement to go closer to the door.
Okay.
The triangle thingies are.
Roll me another +60 attack. He's on the ground and helpless.
Did I get an advantage from the last one?
Yes, although we're going with the group advantage system, so if you want to use that to apply another condition like stun or flame or poison or whatever you can make sense to you.
Are you guys okay with me applying a stunned condition so that we can either take him prisoner or do something like that?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. I will use that advantage for the stun condition then, and here is my combat roll. With the dagger.
That'll be enough, and... (25). He passes the endurance test to stay alive. However, I'm going to ask you to roll.
Oh, dang, that was all of his HP. Whoops.
There we go. Can you roll crit body, please?
Oh, now he only has a 40% chance of dying immediately.
Indeed. And, okay, -20, so 30 is the target. Let's see if he goes unconscious. He's unconscious now. So a good thing, though, is although you don't knock him out with the hit, you do manage to cut him. And he's lost so much blood now that he just passes out. So... and screams in agony, which is met with the muffled sounds from the other side of the tunnel of guard, rousing to attention. You probably have the best part of about 15 seconds or so before they might arrive. Meanwhile, though, on a roll of 6 or more, he bleeds out. There you go.
Whoops. Sorry. I wanted to interrogate this guy, but
he loses a lot of blood, and his final scream is he screams out. What does he scream out? Von Rat, very loudly, but as if partly like fuck you and partly like help me. It's somewhere between the two in terms of its the inflection he puts behind it, and he's just passed out on the floor now. By passed out, I mean passed on into the next life.
Right. So I guess instead of immediately running over to where those triangles are, I'm going to tell people to search his body, and then I'm going to go try... Are the triangles carved in, or are they like painted on, or...?
Carved in, probably with like a sword, crude... one or two of them are like a little more inky, like black sticky stuff, kind of like tar.
I'm gonna try run over there and try and face those as well, and then I don't know if we're still in initiative at that point or whatever.
I'd say we're in freeform now, so you've basically got a couple of rounds with some guards coming down the tunnel towards you, and I'm going to ask you all what you're doing.
Are they coming from the same tunnel that we were coming from, or from a different one?
The same tunnel. They're basically the two guards that you walked past that let you in, and have now heard a scream.
Should we like try to get them into an ambush or something? Like we should be able to get into a good position for an ambush, right? When they're coming. I'm gonna go to the tunnel. Like, is there, when you get into the bigger cave, like, can you go to the left side of the tunnel? And,
sure. You can hide to one side if that's your meaning, to kind of like, yeah. You can either like try and run behind them or just bash them on the back of the head or whatever if they go past you. Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do.
Alberich would ask our totally not gnome to hide his bloody dagger, and after that he will rush actually towards the guardsman without trying to hide and screaming, "Help! Help! Over here! Need help! The creature attacked the lordship!"
Okay, then I'm gonna... then maybe it's a better idea if I just go to the corpse and try to do some, like, at least look like I'm trying to do some healing stuff with a bandage or something. I still have bandages with me.
Okay,
maybe I should try that then.
Try and bandage him. Fair enough, yeah, go for it. Roll me an average dexterity roll, please, or an average heal. Sorry, to see how well you can bandage his dead body.
And I'm not going to really try to heal him. I'm just like that looks like I'm trying.
This is so it looks convincing. Put it that way. So roll me that average heal.
Okay, I'm gonna use my last fortune point for that.
Okay, it looks very convincing that you're doing a competent job of bandaging. And Steadianus, you're investigating triangles.
Yeah, particularly the tarred ones.
The other side of the door goes from those three bangs to this like deep, heavy breathing that just kind of then slowly settles as the guards get closer. The triangles all look kind of similar. It's kind of three lines that overlap a little bit. One of them has like this horned head in the middle that looks kind of similar to the guy's head that you just killed. You look back to him on the floor.
Would you say that it kind of looks like a V with a line through it, maybe?
Sure.
Well, my character has no idea what those are, but Ryan does.
Yeah, yeah. I would say something like that with a horned skull in the middle. It's all. It looks like they were worshipping. Maybe it's pictures of the priest. I think would be kind of the obvious go-to thing. It looks a bit similar to his head. As you go to look back at him, though, he's kind of reverted to a human-looking form now that he's dead. His horns have gone.
Interesting.
He looks like a man, less rat-like. And T, I will ask you what you are doing.
Yes, so I will also run towards the guards screaming help and try and make it as convincing as possible that so I'm in distress. I have no idea what's just happened, what's going on. We need their help.
I will ask you both for a charm roll. I'll say average because, like, the context of the situation, it's kind of you've got like the elements of surprise. They're not very intelligent. Can
I roll leadership?
Oh, T. Sure, you can roll leadership. Would be perfect. You can right click it and re-roll.
Right click it and re-roll. Yeah.
Use a fortune point to re-roll.
Aha,
and just don't roll 100 this time. Lol.
Better?
Okay, you're semi-convincing, so you may well help supporting Ulbrich. Let's see what... Okay, so between the two of you there's like a little air of ambiguity as the two of them come rushing forwards. What's going on? Oh my lord! And rushes over to go and help Mr. Steiner. The two of them both seem kind of frantic and oh god, let's roll an intelligence test to see how...
maybe this will convince.
Okay. Fairly smart. So they start inquiring, like, who did this? What happened? Who attacked him? Obviously they ask, was it you?
Of course.
I'm just gonna immediately start blaming the guards, and you know what? This is all you two's darn fault. You're supposed to be guarding this, and here you are letting all sorts of creatures in here. And you know what? Now this is on you. I'm gonna turn you in. I'm turning you into the law. This is all your fault.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm going to ask. Okay. All right. One of them, the previously more outspoken of the two, seems quite quiet for a second and is like, looks like he's got a headache, pretty intense one. The other one starts to kind of stand up very slowly. You still have this kind of visage of rats crawling along the ground, which, by the way, were headed all into the door, something I'd neglected to mention before. They were all running toward the door, but I think that was a given.
I assumed that's what was going on with them.
The flow of rats reverses, and for the guy that's slowly standing up, there's like a... the rats start jumping on him and like moving their way up his leg, and he starts to get kind of engulfed by them. The other one's just crouched over the noble and like clutching his head, trying to resist something. I will give you all a moment to tell me what you're doing.
I'll fucking club one of them that was being overwhelmed with rats with my flail. Okay.
You can go ahead and make me a roll. I'll ask each of you what you're up to. So we're gonna make me an attack. It'll be average because there's this distraction, let's say, of rats everywhere. Okay, a reasonable bonk coming his way. What's happening elsewhere, T?
So I'm just gonna sort of, I don't know, I imagine I'm quite confused. I have no idea what's going on because I haven't taken any of this powder.
You do not. Yeah, the guards just stood up, and I guess you would just assume Ulbricht's just knocking him out.
Hit him with a club for no reason. I have no idea what's going on. I thought we were on a different page. So I'm gonna assess the situation. I mean, being on last in the initiative, I feel like that would make more sense anyway.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna assess the situation, see what's going on, and put myself in as and where I'm needed.
What I will probably suggest mechanically is you ready an action. So whatever you do next gets a +20.
Okay.
So you're kind of like, I'm prepared to react and anxious.
Yeah. Yes.
But I don't know what to do yet.
Okay.
Absolutely fine. Ulbrich, in response to this guard who's right next to you, clutching his head with an instant headache, what are you up to?
You probably mean Friedrich, right? Like,
Friedrich, sorry, yeah.
And I'm just gonna. I didn't see those rats, and I was not told about them. Right?
You can't see any of that, no.
Yeah. Is everything all right with you? I'm sorry. I tried to do everything I could, but it's. I cannot help him anymore. I'm very sorry.
He doesn't seem to pay you any notice. Instead, begins to hold his head with 2 hands and starts like pulling at his hair, tugging, ripping good portions of it out. The man seems to be in agony. Steadianus. Yeah. What are you up to, Steadianus?
So I assume that I'm able to see the rats.
You're seeing the rats. Yep.
Well, I just meant going in the opposite direction, even though I was looking at the triangles and such.
Yeah, I'd say they capture your attention.
Okay. Upon seeing that and potentially seeing the flail fly out, I'm gonna go search the body of the individual that I killed and just see if there's anything that I can. I can find.
Make an average dexterity roll to quickly just loot and pillage him for whatever of interest that you can find.
I am going to spend my last fortune.
Probably still has to pay taxes though, right? So.
Oof.
Yeah, he needs to pay taxes. Okay.
Is this a dark deal moment?
Another dark deal because
Sure.
This is worth it.
Sure, you are looting a dead noble.
Son of a gun.
Resilience roll for a natural 1.
If only I had any resilience.
Wow. Wow.
Is there... What can I do with... let's see. I do have fate, though. I have 3 of those left.
While
is this fate?
combat's going on, you could continue to loot,
Yeah,
I guess.
I'll just hold off. Basically, I'll flavor this as like I'm getting in the way of the bandaging that's been attempting to go on with this, so I'm just making it harder and just
basically making a nuisance of yourself and this other guy who's next to you starts pulling his hair out and flailing his arms around in pain.
Exactly, I'm helping.
It's not conducive to a good old-fashioned shakedown. So, even of a corpse. So, Ulbrich, we return to your good whack. So, I will. Oh, let's just bring up. Let's go with. I'm just going to pick a nice, pretty thing for you. Oof, that's gross. Bear with me a sec. I've got the choice of 10, and I'm determined to pick the most creepy. Excellent. Possibly that one. Nearly there. Okay, I'll give you a choice. I'll give you some keywords to pick from: big head, red eyes, helmet, or old. Pick one of those words. Ulbrich.
Let's go with red eyes.
Red eyes. An excellent choice. So, you swing and get a pretty clean hit, and in doing so, the rats dissipate to reveal a rat man there in front of you, who looks strangely disfigured, with two tails, feet that seem to be made up of 2 feet combined into one, strange mangled hands, and 2 bulbous red eyes, who is kind of looking you directly in the face. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and roll for him. And we're going to roll, let me give you a token to roll against as well, because that's going to make life a little bit easier. There you go.
I'm just going to say right now that if anybody dies, I take no responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good that you said it now. Good to say it.
Absolutely fine. Sorry, I distracted myself. We're going to go ahead and roll a dodge. Does he even have dodge? Did I give him skills? Yes, I did. Okay, decent roll, decent dodge. So your flail goes cleanly into the rats, but kind of just goes through them, and just sidestepping around that is this horrible rat-like figure. And in response, thanks to the... Oh, it was a dodge roll. You're okay. He does have the champion talent, as I have forewarned my players before. Any elite enemies do. It is... let's give him an initiative. Okay. He's next to last. So, Friedrich, you can still see the guard steady on us. You can see this kind of fight unfolding. I'm trying to think through in initiative order. Apologies, I've got a bit of brain freeze right now. I think it's just the rat to attack you back. T is going last. Was your roll 100, T? Is that the one you stuck with? Yeah, okay, so you're going after this, so you can jump in after. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stab you back while the others are occupied. Yeah, I would say to you, Friedrich, that it's not kind of obvious right now that they're exactly what's going on until these 2 attacks land. As you're inquiring with the other one what's going on. So, anyway, back to it. What we're going to do is make an attack against Ulbrich, and we're going to go ahead and make a simple roll. A +2 to beat Ulbrich. I haven't initiated combat, which is probably going to cause me a headache in a moment. Very nice roll in return. Okay, so he goes in for a swipe with his bastard sword that he's holding with 2 hands, and you're able to deflect the blow fairly easily with your flail, sending it sort of a good few inches wide of your head, thankfully. And gentlemen, it is now the beginning of the round. Combat seems to have erupted between these two. Only some of you can see it. Apologies, T. You were the person that I nearly missed. T, what are you doing as this fight breaks out? Bandaging seems to be occurring. There is a man who is holding his head in pain. What are you doing?
I've seen the combat happen, correct? Yeah,
yes, you've seen a blow each way happen now, so it's like, okay, these two are fighting.
Okay, I'm gonna run in and help as and where I can. I assume I can make that distance, right? Running with the dagger out.
Yep.
And I assume I'm just gonna. Yeah, no, I'll just try and plunge the dagger into said enemy. After I've seen this deflect happen, see if I can sort of work my way in from the underneath me, as I'm quite small while he's off guard.
Okay, so you'll get a plus 20, that's the good news, to your attack, which will be in the combat tab.
So, yep, let's have a look. Combat, yes indeed.
Because this is your first rodeo, you can click on your dagger and roll a plus 20, and please roll quite well.
Okay, are you ready? Bang!
Very tasty, very tasty.
Okay.
He is going to roll in response with a... I'm sorry if I kill you.
Oh dear.
You do actually hit him, which is a bit of a miracle. So 7 damage to his arm. Okay, so basically you manage to like strike him in the back of the tricep and just like take off a little nip of fur. It catches his attention, and the two of you outnumber him, and you've achieved that hit. So the two of you, or as a group, you've got 2 advantage in the pool. Just keep a track of that, and gentlemen, it is. Beginning of the round, basically all 3 of you can go, and then we'll do the rat, and then we'll do tea. So in no particular order, what are the 3 of you up to?
Flail.
We can get the flail out of the way. I guess Steadianus is still body searching. Or have things gotten...
I'm gonna do like a quick intuition test, just see how I feel about it.
I'll give you something that will help influence your decision. The rats that were piling up on this other guard start to pile up on the one right next to you as well.
I don't know if I saw him.
I would say that everything's within close visual proximity to you, like within 10 yards. Sure. So you're all in the same chamber right now.
Makes sense.
So basically, you've seen a fountain of rats morph a guard into a skaven or some rat thing, and now you can see another similar mound of rats start mounting up on this other person.
Okay, I will switch to my end weapon, which is just a slightly longer dagger.
Okay.
For flavor purposes.
Yep.
And I will just run up to the guy who's in the process of getting rats all over him, and I'm gonna give him a good stabby stab.
Roll me a plus 20 attack, please. The difficulty is in amongst all of these rats trying to hit him, and we're going to go for a...
Also, I cannot see the tokens or the current scene, so that's why I didn't roll it targeting the token.
Okay, I have not put a token on yet, but I'll ask you for old. I'll ask you for helmet, or I'll ask you for... Oh, fuck it. Let's just go for this one, because it looks frickin' terrifying. So, that's your new friend. That is rat number 2. And he's going to roll a dodge. So, let's roll that dodge. -3, yeah. You swipe at a few of the rats, and it's really difficult to kind of figure out where this person is within this mound, and you swipe left, you swipe right, whiff whiff, and then revealed as the rats start peeling away is a very large rat-like face that's looking at you. Technically, these cause fear to both halflings, but I'd say you've already rolled fear tests, so we'll just negate that for now. Although if you feel the need to roll another one, player discretion. It's up to you.
I'll roll one, just because I rolled it for the other stuff, not for these things, so I'll roll one.
Fair enough.
Plus, my rolls have been so good these last 3.
Your gut says, get out of here, as you see its face. And,
What's that, a cool test, yeah?
yes, a cool test, please.
Challenging?
Challenging. Yes. Okay.
Oh dear.
So I'll give you the excuse of having struck it in the back T, but
Okay.
as it turns around to see what's nipped its arm,
Got you. I'm suddenly terrified.
you're like, okay.
Ah, shit. Okay.
That no longer seems like fun.
Yes. What?
Yeah. Gentlemen.
Like, do we see now that they are rats? Also, if you don't,
No, you see a guard.
no.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is-
shit.
I see
Yeah,
two
yeah,
guards.
good
like,
point.
One getting stabbed and one.
Yeah, no,
being
T.
attacked with a flail out of
Sorry,
nothing.
T, you're absolutely fine because he looks like a guard to you.
Yes, indeed.
There's just a really angry looking guard. All same for you. Friedrich. It just looks like a guard. So, I'm going to need an initiative roll for this guy. I'm sorry that this bit may get a little bit crunchy, but it's alright because I'm sure you'll do something to just kill them instantly. I hope. Okay, this guy's -1, 67, so he's going near the end, so he'll go after the rest of you guys. Okay, so let's go to the flail attack first. Flail away, sweet prince.
Right, to get this right, do I get any bonuses from outnumbering the creature?
Not for this creature in particular, because he has bullshit talents.
Then flat roll.
A flat roll, yes. You have 2 advantage at your disposal to add extra effects. And we will... Okay, that is currently a successful test against you, which will damage you. Sticking with, have we run out of rerolls?
Well, I actually haven't rerolled anything this
Aha.
session.
So he has the bullshit champion talent, so currently it's going to be 8 damage against you, but if you would like to avoid it, it's up to you.
So technically, I can do +1 SL, right? And I will be at 0, exactly 0, which I suppose technically is a success on my part.
He can't turn a fail to a success, but the thing is, either way he wins the opposed test because he's got +1 SL.
He's actually at 0 because of my over-up quality.
Ah,
It gives him
fair enough.
-1.
Yes, okay, fair enough. I accept that. In which case, yes, 1 fortune will net you the win because we haven't taken advantage of distract. No, wrap. Yes, you're right. Yeah, so he's on a 0, you're on a 0. Yep, sure. 1 fortune, done. And a narrow miss. You attempt to strike him, no joy. But he doesn't strike you either. Oh no, it's just going to technically be a win for you, isn't it? So it's going to be 7 damage, blah, 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 blah. That he doesn't have 62 hit points, don't worry. For anyone watching the stream. Naughty, naughty, he doesn't have this. We'll come back to that. Okay. You do manage to strike him, and you do manage to hit him. You can use the distract to push him back. Well, it would be like 1 yard if you wish.
Nah, I'll go for the damage, I suppose.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, and Steadianus has got...
Unless there is an endless chasm where I can drop it right behind it.
I would say 5 yards away, yes, there is.
Huh. Alright, I still go for the damage this time.
Okay. 5 yards away, there's at least a decent dip that you could push him over, like a small ledge. Not like a... Oh, sure, it's a Kazakh Doom fall to your death scenario. Absolutely. I don't know how you missed that when you got in here before. Friedrich, what are you up to?
Yeah, it's a good question because I'm really not sure.
Basically, guards are fighting everyone right now as far as you're concerned.
Why are people attacking other people out of nowhere when we were actually doing quite okay? But that one guy next to me was looking really weird. So, like, how does he react being stabbed?
Oh, well, you can find out, I guess.
That may sound... okay, probably he's gonna attack back.
Yeah.
Can I take the weapon from him?
Sure. Well, you could go for like a grapple and try and wrestle it off of him if you like.
Yeah, I would try to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. You both outnumber him too, plus the one test. So I'd say there's currently 4 SL in the pool for advantage for you guys. So that's there. You could use one advantage to add kind of disarm to your roll if you like.
I mean, I could also.
Or you could just grapple him.
Now that I think of it, I'm just gonna take my hammer and hit him on the head.
Sure. Just whack him. Seems sensible. So, go ahead and make me a roll.
Yeah.
He is currently turned to face Steadianus, so I'll give you a plus 20. So, I'm kind of assuming that you're, like, front to back each of them, so rather than side by side with each other, so I'm giving one of you like a rear attack bonus.
Oh, well. I don't have any rolls, so...
Alright. That is 9 damage to your body.
9 damage to my body.
Yeah. So that's without toughness and such. So an unfortunate.
Without toughness?
Well, that's not factoring in 7
7
damage. Oh shit! Your toughness is terrible.
My toughness is terrible. Yes.
Okay, 7 damage, gentlemen. Things are starting to look a little bit hairy. We're now on Steadianus. You've gone this round, am I correct? I believe so.
Yes, you are correct.
You have. Okay. 2 rats to go. One is going to attack Ulbrich, so we're just going to go ahead and roll here. That is a very good roll. And we'll -1 SL from it because it's attacking a distracted person, so we'll just go for +3. It's a decent roll in response. A +3 as well. So we'll go with tickety boo. Tickety boo. At the moment, I think because he's got the better base number, even with the -SL, he technically wins. You willing to use a fortune to auto win the attack again?
Yes.
Yeah, it seems wise. Another advantage for you. 5 advantage in total. We're going to need to use those in a moment, I think. So you've currently got enough for an additional effect and an additional attack for someone. Or something of that nature. Right. Then T, your go.
Yes. So, what am I seeing currently?
Currently, between you and Ulbrich is is a guard who is trying to stab Ulbrich with his sword, and behind you another guard that Steadianus and Friedrich are kind of again trying to stab, who is trying in return to stab them.
Okay, so if I was to attack the one attacking Ulbrich, does that give me an attack from the back?
I'll give you a +20. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's targeting him.
Yes. In which case, I'm going to do that and see what I can do. I don't know if it's mentioned on this, obviously, but the dagger is +3 damage as well. Does that get added
We
on
will
to?
factor that in. Yeah, that'll all the maths will all happen automatically.
Okie doke. Right, so +20, yeah.
Yep.
Boom. Let's go for it.
I'm actually thinking that this is looking. Oh God, Lord. Okay. Yeah. Do you have any rerolls?
I do.
Okay.
I have 1 fortune left.
Well, let's see how he does. It's unlikely he'll get that bad, but -2 to beat. Currently, he's about to do 13 damage to you.
Right.
Not to you, sorry. So, only 8 damage, but still.
Oh dear. Okay. Okay.
You could
Where
reroll.
do I know?
It's up to
I
you.
am gonna reroll.
It's up to you.
Yeah, no, I'm using it. I'm rerolling. Oh my
Oh
god.
God. Can I interest you in a corruption point for another reroll?
Oh gosh. Yes. Go on.
One more. Right-click that and corruption reroll. Take a dark deal for me, sir, and roll better than a 98. There we go. -2. Okay. Well, that's better. So let's just rein that back in here. Okay. It's still a win. How many fortune do you have left?
None.
No. Okay. Excellent. It's 7 damage to your right arm.
Okay. So
Okay.
I assume that's on the punch.
That's automatically applied. It goes down to 5 thanks to toughness bonus. Right, gentlemen. We have one more attack to be made now against Didianus and Friedrich. I'm just going to roll a D100. On 50 or more, it will go for Stedianus. Unlucky Friedrich. And... oh dear, okay. Friedrich, you've got a +3 to beat.
Easy, I'd say.
Easy. Sure.
Easy.
Good luck.
Okay.
On the plus side, +20 for Stedianus to attack him next turn.
But I rolled to normal challenging, right?
Yeah, challenging now.
Yeah.
You don't get
higher,
outnumbering bonus versus these guys. They are elite.
+2 to beat. Yeah, I have to roll here, so I get a modifier of -10 automatically.
What was that?
Somehow it put a modifier of -10 in the.
I don't know. Just remove it. It's because you're poisoned. So yeah, you've got a -10.
Oh, so I let that needle in. Okay. Well.
Okay, pretty good roll. Enough to reduce his damage a little bit, I guess, but currently enough to hurt pretty substantially. I mean, you're not likely to beat that. Let's see how much damage comes through of this. 7 damage to your head. That would be 5. How many hit points you got left? 2. Okay. Are you going unconscious?
I would have to put what is it? Resolve or resilient? What is it to not go unconscious?
Resolve would allow you to remove a condition, so you could remove the prone condition instead of kind of being knocked to the floor. But so if we do that first, I'll let you click the critical for me.
Yep.
And we're gonna need some magical rolls for this round. Okay, only a deafened condition. That's something at least. And 1 resolve, and you can stay upright. So yeah, that's not bad as far as crits go. So you've got a bashed ear, and it is now top of the round. So good luck, gentlemen. I estimate you have probably the rest of this round to survive before things get really bad. So who would like to go first? Bearing in mind you do have some extra rolls where you have, we'll say,
I think we
probably because you're all outnumbering them as well. I'll say you've got 7 advantage between the lot of you. So
if nobody else wants to go first, then I will go.
sure.
Yeah.
go right ahead, sir. You got a plus
Okay,
20 this time.
I will attack that dang fool
Okay.
who just tried to hurt my halfling friend.
Okay,
Short
yeah.
people have to stick together.
Okay.
Yes.
As your one is attacking Friedrich instead of you, absolutely. I'll give you the opportunity to stab the other one.
Okay.
So go ahead and make me that roll, plus 20.
Okay. Here we go. Praise be to Ronald.
Oh, wow.
Ronald has
Fuck yeah.
heard my prayer.
Fuck yeah. Okay, that's epic. I really hope he rolls a 100 now, because that's awesome. Okay, not that, but still pretty damn awesome. I'm going to give you, because you rolled a natural 1, oh sorry, wrong one. I'm going to give you the opportunity, even though it's not a double, to roll on the right arm crit, please.
Come on, torn artery.
Okay, drops his weapon. Not bad in the grand scheme of things. Not bad at all. And it's going to be 10 damage, which is pretty damn decent, and is going to be, considering this is the one that was already hurt,
Plus the one wound from the arm jarring.
plus the one that is enough to have this one severely crippled, and ever so close to being dead. Like, basically drops its weapon to the floor. Arm looks like it's pretty useless now. It snarls back at you in response, but is it doesn't look like it's weighing up its options as to whether to run, but just looks like it's maybe going to bite you, or all of a sudden it looks a little less threatening. Hopefully one of your allies can finish the job. You're up to 8 advantage now, so that does afford an extra 2 attacks this round, if you wish to make use of those.
I forget, but in group advantage, can I use that for damage?
I will say, because I forget the group advantage down rules, for 2 advantage, you can finish him off.
Would you guys mind if I spent those 2 advantage to finish him off?
No.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
What I'll say to make more sense of it narratively is that you're able to knock him out with that additional force, and then just kind of sit there and coup de grace him continually.
Can I say that he falls on the other person's weapon? That I knock him out and he falls on the other person's weapon that he just made unconscious?
Sure. You mean the
Well, because I rolled
priest.
a natural 1, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I want to flavor it as like a Ronald, like, wow, that was lucky.
Okay. Well, one of them is still up and fighting Friedrich at the moment, so you've knocked over the other one. So yeah, he drops his weapon on the floor, and it just like lands between 2 rocks pointing upwards, and then falls on top of it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely fine. Right, we have Friedrich and Ulbrich to go before the rat goes, and then T to finish. Gentlemen, who would like to go first?
If you don't mind, I would like to go first and probably use 4 advantage for additional attack.
Sure, I think wise. So I'll give you a plus 20 because I'll give you a plus 30 because you can charge as well. Because you've been liberated from your current combat, so you can take a quick 3-yard dash to strike this one from behind, so plus 30 for you. Okay, excellent, and we're going to go with a... There we go. Oh, a very decent blow. So the first hit, a very clean hit to his body, and you've got the... yeah.
If I use my distract option, would I be able to push it down to the chasm?
I will say...
because it says that I get to push it however much SL I win it against in yards.
Yep. I will say yes. I'm going to put it to a difficult test for it to not fall off. If not, it's going to be on tiptoes, and you can use your second attack to try and push it off. All right. So we're going to go... Okay, it basically it's on its hind legs right now, just teetering on the edge of falling over. So you have one more flail to make, sir. And let's see. Could it grab you and drag you down with it? That would be kind of cool. No, it can't. That would have been epic, but not today. Instead, it goes to try to do that and just reaches out with its hand and just narrowly misses your robes as it falls backwards with a fairly loud squee before splat. About 5 seconds later. Gentlemen, everything is quiet within the tunnel. You're alive. Well done.
Why did you attack them?
Well, I did say it was a dumb idea. Oh, wait, you were asking me in character. Well, now, you see, with this dust in my eyes and this drink in my system, you know what? Something just didn't feel right. I saw and heard some pounding at the door and these funky symbols everywhere, and he's wearing some sort of strange hat. You know what? I just felt like I had to intervene. You know, something weird's going on in this mine. Well, I just felt like I had to give him a taste of my dagger. Plus, I feel like he probably hasn't been paying his taxes neither.
I'm starting to feel that I should know what the taxes are, because it's, well, apparently quite dangerous not to pay them.
Only when I'm on the job, friend.
You understand? I only hear anything on one ear anymore because of what just happened.
I would suggest
That guy
keeping that one ear to the ground then.
Suggestion, friends, maybe we should get rid of these two bodies, you know, drop them down to the chasm and get out.
But it's three
I
buddies.
think that's a great idea.
3 buddies, right?
I think we ought to search them first and see what's on them. Maybe we got some clues, and why let all this good stuff go to waste, partner? Let's take it, you know.
Like the one guy had a bastard sword. They say, what did the other guy have?
Well, one of them's just fallen off the cliff, so he's a little hard to loot right now. He had
I'll just jump off after it.
A squee and a splat. Yeah. So where the hell have you gone, Mr. Guard?
I do want to search the main guy. That's my main.
Absolutely. Interest. You can search him a little bit more peacefully now. Roll me 1d5, please.
1d5.
Yep. You find 2 gold crown.
Oh wow!
As well as a small, scraggly handwriting note. It appears he is expecting a delivery from the noble that runs the Purple Inn. For the
delivery expected from noble who runs the Purple Inn.
Yeah, from, if I just, I think that's von Lieberman.
Von Lieberman.
Yeah, is due to give him a delivery. And that he has a meeting arranged with von Rat. They're just like a couple of notes of must do. It's kind of a to-do list, basically.
Okay, cool. Do you mind if I just turn those gold crowns into lowest common denominator and share them with the group? Because I don't just want to take all the money, you know?
Absolutely. Are you sure you're a gnome?
No, I'm a half.
Right. So, for the guards, there is a chest plate on one of them, a open helm, a bastard sword, and 1 D5 silver. And a tabard that obviously belongs to a guard.
We should take that stuff with us, right? Like, no sense in letting it get it traced. The halfling is totally right. Good old steady ends.
He quickly undressed the guard before throwing the body over the edge. The priest has a few other ornaments on his attire, but more like trinkets, perhaps some jewellery though. I will say roll 1d5. Steady harness. One more time for
me again. Okay.
Yeah. For 1d5 pieces of noble jewellery. Okay. 4 pieces of jewellery of an undisclosed value. One of which is green and has a little glow to it. It's very pretty.
Maybe, I wonder what that could be.
Maybe an emerald. Who knows? And that is all. So, as a summary, we have a chest piece, a open helm that looks like it belongs to a guard, a bastard sword, which looks kind of badass, and we have a nobleman's note reminding him to collect a delivery from the... It's basically a note to him from Lieberman saying, I have the item for you, please come and collect. And von Rat saying, work is underway, I shall deliver the stone to you shortly. That is all. And gentlemen, you are free. We've run over a little bit today, but you're alive. There will be, I will say, there's some pretty good combat today. Apologies for not using Foundry as should have been used. I need to just use the combat as is rather than ad hocing it. So apologies, it was a little on the slow side for you, but
it was fun.
We'll go with 175 experience as a little bonus.
Wow.
A little more than usual, but you are now veterans. And was there anything particularly heroic today? There's some quite impressive fighting, some pretty badass stuff. I would say, right, I will allow -1 corruption point for Ulbrick and Steadianus for their the stress relief of that fight, basically.
Nice.
Both of you kind of threw in a little bit of one's dark side, kicking off a cliff, and doing some rather lucky acrobatics with a dagger. So for each of you, just for a combination of luck and badassery, -1 corruption. I'm sorry, Friedrich, you're just kind of fucked. But it's okay because you're alive, and it's just a case of back to bed and keep drinking those poultices, and you'll be okay.
Yay!
All right, gentlemen. I'm going to wrap up because I've run over a little bit, but thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for playing. We can stop our creepy music now. We can also stop our market noises, which I should have got rid of a long time ago, but hey. There we go. Just put that on for a little bit. Yeah, thank you very much for playing. Any closing comments from players? Let's start with Friedrich, the man who's been beaten up more than anyone else in any campaign I've played.
Yeah, it turns out that having a career that does not have any way to get higher combat skills is not that great to play in some instances.
Yeah, a weapon master maybe.
Yeah, but it's fun. I'm still having fun, although I'm pretty much all the time it's getting to a fight. I'm getting another critical wound to my name. Yeah.
It's at least somewhat poetic, getting beaten up as the physician.
At least I know how to fix it. Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, I am enjoying it.
Yeah, that makes me feel much better. Yeah.
Good, wonderful. And
we enjoy your pain.
Yes, indeed, we enjoy your pain and suffering. And rarely in campaigns have I ever seen critical hits, so it's nice to see. It's nice to see some of those, and nothing too deadly yet. You haven't had to saw off an arm or anything, so thank you for that. Yet. Well, yes, it's inevitable. I would say if these elite enemies, and not all of them are, it's just you chose to pick a fight here, and this was let's say you kind of skipped to end zone stuff today, so it was hard, but you've gone ahead and killed one of the 4 nobles that were causing problems, so you've done a mini boss basically today. Well done.
I think so. I got pretty lucky with the critical hit because if I think about it, a hit on the head and then like a critical wound there can end really, really badly.
I would say
was pretty lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. Ronald was with you for let's say minimizing what could have been absolutely life-threatening. Any closing remarks from? Let's go to T. How's life as a halfling underground for the first time?
Well, I think he's had his first taste of combat.
Yeah, against 2 guards as well. That's kind of fun. Nothing too scary.
Yeah. I could maybe sense a tiny bit of bloodlust coming from this little halfling, which is always fun.
Adventure.
So we'll see if we keep a taste for it in the future. As long as I don't die, I can imagine this man being a very relentless killer.
All you need, if you can find us a sword master from Tilia, is to learn the ways of the dagger and become a halfling that has no name.
Dude, I have noticed my ballistic skill is higher than my weapon skill here, so maybe it might be worth.
Yes, you are a halfling.
Yeah.
They are notorious for throwing rocks and using slings, so food for thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, bloodlust halfling.
Good idea. I'm just going to throw a thought in here, but collecting money, buying armor could be something to think about.
Yes, absolutely. I was giving that
just as a group, as a kind of a general survivability kind of thing. Food for thought. Let's go to Steadianus. The stabber, the disarmer, the lucky man with the rolls. How are you doing?
You know what? I'm doing great, and I think the moral of the story is pay your taxes, do stupid things, and kill random people because it will always work out for you.
Yes. Yes. Skip straight to the boss fights as well.
Yeah. Also, I assume you guys wanted some of the money from those 2 gold coins, right? 2 gold crown.
would be nice.
Yeah.
All right. So if all 3 of you do, then that's 40 silver total. So just add 10 silver to your sheet, and I will keep 10 silver of it.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Figure
you.
out how to do this.
We'll cover that in the details after. And
My final closing note is, thank you for running this Hydra. It's been a fantastic time, and really enjoying it. So thank you.
Yeah.
nicely done. Nicely done. And Ulbrich, the man with the flail, the priest of Moor. How you doing?
Yeah. He is very impressed. He take.
We may
There
have to
are
put
stacks.
how you're doing in a comment, I'm afraid. Try one more time, though. We're losing you. No, I will ask you to put it in a comment for me, Ulbrich.
All right. Then.
Just as we're losing half of what you're saying. So, and on that note, everyone else should put their comments in too, and like and subscribe and do all the other things. Put in campaign ideas, because I'm kind of making the shit up as we go along. So, throw me an idea, and it might just turn into another deadly fight and critical hit for Friedrich. Only time will tell. See you all soon.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Yeah.